Hey everyone. Oh, how we doing? I'm just trying to get myself set up here. I apologize for all the moving around. Oh, that's why. So I have a new iPhone 7. I'm gonna take my shades off because I can't really see here. I see one person. One person is here. Am I like super crooked? Okay, that should work. Hi. I don't know. Okay, maybe that's a little better. Who's here? I'm gonna give it a couple minutes, see how many people come on live. If you're here, say hi, please. Tell me your name and maybe where you are joining us from. I'm just going to give it a minute. Of course, if you are listening to the recording, then, yeah, I see myself. Okay, cool. If you're listening to the recording, then welcome, of course. That's part of this, is that this is naturally recorded, and so you can listen to our challenge today. Okay, so I'm just going to start to dive in. Of course, as people join, I'll probably stop and say hi. Okay, cool. So I thought I would do this challenge because I, of course, speak with dozens of women every week. Now I don't speak with as many just because I have an amazing Rockstar enrollment team that gets on the phone with most of the people who are looking to work with me. But I still, kind of get the message, right? That one of the biggest pain points for especially spiritual women, conscious women, women who are wanting to live their purpose and make an income from it, right? The biggest challenge that they're faced with is charging for their services. And when we first start doing this, we kind of think, we'd pretty much do this for free if we could, right? And we really want to help other people, and it comes from this really good place in our heart. So I totally understand that. And I say that through this journey of mine over the past 4.5 years of starting this business is, that if we don't make any money doing what we do, then we can't keep doing it. It's just what happens, right? We end up getting frustrated. We end up burnt out, we end up overwhelmed, and it's just unfortunately not the way that this planet works, right? It's like we need money to survive. We need there to be also an exchange of energy in order for us to continue to even invest in ourselves and invest in our business. So it's just so necessary. And so when we start to charge, a lot of times though, we still charge too little. And so I just want to kind of preface this with, understanding that it's just really not possible if you want to, make $10,000 a month, say. I mean, that's even just, the basic, in my opinion, of what would create a business that you can be proud of, a business that you can live a nice lifestyle from and have some freedom and be able to pay your bills with ease and be able to take care of yourself and live a lifestyle that you want that's freedom enhancing, you can work from home, that you also get to, go and take care of yourself in yoga and massage and different things. You need to be able to at least, get to $10,000 a month, right? And that's really my goal, is to help coaches who want to do that. So what I wanted to share with you today is how exactly to start thinking about your coaching in a way that you can start charging high ticket, okay? So, if you start to charge $197, $497, $500, even $1,100, per client, you need a lot of clients, right? You need a lot of clients to come in to even hit 5,000, never mind 10,000 a month. And probably one of the biggest challenges that you all face is getting that consistent flow of clients coming in that will actually pay you high ticket. So today and this week in this challenge, we're just going to talk about how to start thinking about your pricing so that you can start increasing your prices, okay? In another challenge in the coming weeks, I will do one that talks about how to start getting a consistent flow. What does a system look like that automates your client lead generation so that you don't have to manually do everything to drive your business forward, and that clients come to you ready to purchase from you? Hey, Jen. So the first thing, I guess, is just to be clear. You know, really be clear and be honest with yourself that if you're charging, you know, these nominal fees for your coaching, it's probably coming from a lack or limit mindset, which we're going to cover this week. But just be realistic. You're not going to meet your income goals every month to $5,000-$10,000 a month if you are charging. Thank you for the heart. If you are charging like nominal fees, okay? So like the first thing is just accept that. Just be like, you know what? This is not gonna work long term. Like, let me just get a business mind here. Let me borrow it if I have to. Let me do the math and go, you know, charging little for my services is not serving me, and therefore it's not serving my clients, okay? So the next thing I want to say before I dive into like today's content is I just want to tell you all, I'm not interested in just telling everyone they should charge more, okay? That would be kind of ridiculous, and that wouldn't be smart like for me to say, because it's not true. I'm not saying that you all should just start charging more no matter what you're doing. I do believe though that anyone can charge more. They just need some help in the way that they're positioning what they do. And that's what we're going to talk about this week in this challenge, because I know that each of you, if you're here and you really want to succeed in your business, there is a way to take the tools, the skills, the certifications, and your passion all together and package it in a way that can be packaged as a high ticket coaching program. But, you know, let me just say though, if you don't really have true value to deliver to someone, right? If it's not really going to change their life, then you shouldn't be charging more, okay? I'm trying to get comfortable here. So I'll say that, all right? And like, I just want to say that up front, and I'm here. If you have any questions, please, I welcome them. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm going to talk about today, which is how to think about the value of your services, right? But if you have, hi Laura, glad you're here. But if you have a question, you know, please type it in and I will get to them. And, you know, getting here live is probably the best way for you to get any questions answered from me that you have about your specific, you know, mindset and situation around your program, and like wanting to charge more, but all those fears that are coming up, okay? So first I want you to ask yourself, what exactly are you selling, okay? What exactly are you selling in your business? Because here's the thing, you're actually not selling coaching. You're not selling coaching. You're not selling your program. Hi, Crystal. You're not selling your program. You're not selling coaching. People don't actually buy coaching, right? Think about that for a second. You don't really think like, I'm just going to go out and buy a coaching program because I just want to buy a coaching program. No one does that. Why do they buy a coaching program? They buy a coaching program because they want the solution. Yeah, Crystal, I'm excited you're here. They want the solution to the problem that you can solve. So people, maybe write this down or think about this, take this in. People don't buy themselves into something. They buy themselves out of pain. This is just general psychology of sales, if you will, psychology of buying behavior in humans. And this is something that we all really need to understand, because if we're gonna succeed as a business here, guys, like girls, if we're gonna make this happen as a business, it's really important that we start to understand human behavior of why people buy something. Otherwise, we just keep like trying to make something happen and it's not happening. And it's just these very basic, you know, the understanding of why people buy something, okay? So one thing that I see so often with coaches, new coaches, coaches who've even been trying to do this for a while is They have their program all lined up. Week 1, I'm gonna do this, and week 4, I'm gonna do this, and week 8, I'm gonna do this, and I know what it is, and they like need to have that before they go out and start talking to clients, right? The thing is though, you know, that's okay to do it if you need it for your own confidence inside yourself. Like, I have something to offer, but people don't care about your program. They don't care how you do what you do. They just need to know what? That you can solve their problem. Because people don't buy themselves into coaching or buy themselves into a coaching program or buy themselves into anything. They really mostly buy themselves out of pain. And when you are there, when you hit that, when you figured out how to message what you do in a way that hits that, you can really charge whatever you want. So when you think about then what to charge, okay, so first let me just say though that the main problems that people face, there are really only a few, are in their health. So their current body isn't the way that they want it to look, or they have something wrong, you know, they have a disease manifesting, okay? This is a big stress in someone's life, keeps them up at night. People who are not in a relationship but want to be in one, or people who are in a relationship and it's not working, and they're either getting divorced and they need help through that to either save their marriage or to get out and, you know, create the life that they really want. Money related, so people who want to make more money, of course, that's, we know, is a huge coaching, consulting market. And, you know, anything related to that, there's lots of niches within the making money market, right? And then I'd say, what was it? Health, relationship, career, mostly career. So people who don't like their job, this is sort of related to money, but someone who's stuck in a job that they really don't like and they want to be living their life on purpose, you know, so they really need help with that transition. So just think about it for a second. This is not me just telling you what these things are. I want you to really get it inside your mind. All of the things I just mentioned are things that you can imagine for yourself. If you were going through it, you would be seriously stressed about it. It would, hey Erica, thanks for joining. It would probably maybe keep you up at night. It would probably maybe make you lash out in different ways in your relationship. It would probably maybe make you not treat your body well, you know, and you would see the manifestation of that. You would see the effects of it in other areas of your life. Hey, glad you're here. So I want you to understand that, so that when you look at what you have and what you want to do, you got to be able to think, is this something that's really a major problem for someone? It's a really big stress for them, and they will pay money to get out of that situation. Okay? So that's when you start to think about how much should you charge. It's really an ambiguous number. Most of my clients start at $3,000 per client, per program. And that's just the basic, right? I mean, like, most people are at $5,000 and even more thousand. And that's just to give you an understanding. It is absolutely best to focus on one thing, Laura. So the mistake that I see most often is, you know, of course, all of us, and I say this really fiercely, all of us who are here can help people with a lot of things. There's no doubt about that, right? If we feel like we are, you know, in this spiritual awakening, personal development space, we've done our own journey, and we probably could help people with everything. You know, I remember when I first started, hey Jess, that there were many people coming to me with all these different things, and that's sort of what gave me the juice of like, I can do this. This is what I'm meant for, right? But for marketing and for actually having a successful business, your focus has to be laser on one thing, because you need to be the expert in that thing. And that's something that we will talk about in the coming days in your messaging, how to position yourself as an expert so that people will pay you whatever you ask for, right? And so in order to be seen, hey lady, in order to be seen as an expert, you need to be an expert in one thing. Now, the caveat to that, the understanding to that though, is to understand that you're not leaving behind all this other stuff that you do. Like, you're amazing also at helping someone in their relationships, and amazing at, maybe helping them like start a business and blah, 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 right? There's many things that you can help them with. There's also many tools and certifications and all this stuff that you have in your toolbox. It probably isn't maybe what you're gonna lead with. Like, I can help you with everything. But when you work with someone, when they actually jump on and join you, all of those things are going to come out, and you are going to help that person with probably many areas of their life. It's going to change their whole life. But if you go to market with, I can change your whole life, it doesn't work. Okay? So back to when you start thinking about how much you're going to charge, I want you to really think, how much is this worth to someone? Okay? When you try to start thinking about it, how much is this worth to someone? And when you think about that, when you think you could transform their health, like you could help them stop having symptoms of certain, getting to the root cause of a disease that they have, and help them release some of the symptoms that they're having, not just on a symptomatic level, but at the root level, because most people are holistic in here. When you can get someone into their ideal relationship and release the blocks that are coming up around them, having intimacy and having love in their life, when you can help someone make more money, when you can help someone get into the career that they really love and out of a job that they hate, that they spend a majority of their time going to every day. Just think about that for a second. What is that worth to someone? What is that worth to someone? It's you can't even put a dollar amount on that, right? It's priceless. It's priceless to think your health, get your health back, get into a relationship where you're really happy and fulfilled, make more money, get into the job or start your own business doing what you love. So that's where you find yourself in, really you can charge whatever you want to. And what then I say to clients is, okay, cool. If high ticket is new for you, start at 3. Okay, you could go to 10, but just build some confidence. Start at 3, get people in at 3, and then you raise your prices. All right, so we're going to talk about a lot of things throughout the week of the different ways in which you're going to get clients at this level, and how to attract these clients, and how for them to understand the value of what you do. All of that is really important. But first, you have to start to think about it in the way to release the fear that's coming up for you. And part of that is understanding, wow, what's the value of this that I provide? And if you're not already fitting yourself into a niche that provides a real value, provides a real solution to someone's real pain, like a big pain, then this is your opportunity, love, to start to think, okay, what would be one of those things that I could really do well, and go all in and really become a master at helping someone with that. I don't want to be a master of everything. I want to be a master at this one thing and really make a mark. Because the thing is, the more that you decide not to step into the biggest version of charging more so you can provide more, or niching down so people understand what you do, you're not serving the amount of people that you need to serve. They don't get what you do. They don't see you as an expert. Therefore, they don't start to work with you. And you're not doing your magical work. Yeah? So this is what my passion is really helping you understand the business side of this so that you can, do your work and make a bigger impact. $3,000 per package. Could be 6-week program, could be 8-week program, could be a 10-week program. That's usually the time frame that I suggest, and there's a number of reasons why that I can explain if you want to know that. But it's $3,000 per client. You're enrolling in high ticket. You're always enrolling on the phone. So you'd have a phone conversation, which we'll talk about later this week, how to master those phone conversations. And on those phone conversations is essentially you're not selling your program. You're talking about what is the problem they have right now, really understanding that, making sure that you're a fit, that you can solve their problem, and then offering them the solution to their problem, which is to work with you over a certain amount of time. And the investment for that would be $3,000. And they don't really care how you do that. They probably want to understand how long would that be for, but they really they only care actually about the result that they want to get, okay? What would you like to know about the details for the 6, 8, and 10-week program? So what I alluded to, I can share with you that I always suggest to my clients that that's a really great time frame for your initial program. And the reason for that is, hey Jacqueline, so the reason for that is that, if you do any longer, a lot of times people just have an aversion to signing up for longer with you. They don't know you yet. So 6, 8, 10 weeks is a really great time frame, enough for you to, not make them make this huge commitment to you for a really long time. It also allows you to get at least a good amount of results in that time frame. Okay. And this is something that a lot of times coaches come up with. Then they get fearful that they're not, so I'm just reading your comment there. I'll get to that in a second. So a lot of times people are fearful that they're not going to get the results in that short time frame. But understand that even if most likely, you need to understand that you should get them some results. They should absolutely feel that like this is life-changing, but they need more time with you, and then you can offer them a longer time frame after that. And there should be like another program that they can jump into, but after someone's worked with you for a while, they kind of understand, okay, these are the results, and then I'd like to continue. That's really what we found to be works the best. What I say to you, Crystal, about 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 9 month, like how often are you selling them? Are people jumping into your 9-month program? I'd probably argue probably not, right? And so there's just no point in having it. You just need one front-end program. That's $3,000, and you sell people into that. And then if you want to invite them to join you for longer, you do that at the end of that program. Does that make sense? So, okay, you can feel free to keep asking questions about that. I'll just move on a little bit. So once you get to this place, right, you're like, okay, all right, cool. Like, so I think I could do this. I'm in this major pain point. I get it. And I'm going to start charging $3,000 per client. Then like all this fear comes in. Fear probably already all along the way, but like another fear of like, am I actually going to say that price out loud to someone? Like, oh my God, are they going to laugh at me? Oh my God, like what are they going to, sure, Crystal, no problem. So what are they going to think? Like all this stuff. And so it's a little bit of chicken or the egg syndrome, right? Because, before you get major results for a client, right? Because like if you're just starting, you're like, so I'm pretty sure I can get amazing results. Like I have all these tools in my toolbox. I'm just not sure exactly how it's going to go, and I'm going to just see as I go, right? So before you actually like start to get that feedback from your client that they're like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever, and you start to get that rush, then you're gonna feel like a little scared. And I just want to say that because it's natural. Everyone has to start somewhere. Everyone has to start somewhere. And so like it's just natural to have that fear, and your confidence is probably going to be a little bit like, okay, I'm in this fake it till you make it moment. And you'll have to embrace that. All right? Because just because you have the fear, and, just because you're scared to say it, and you have all this different stuff coming up that we'll talk about in a second, doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. Okay? So the main difference between people who are making more than you and actually selling people into their high ticket program and people who aren't, right, is their belief. So, as long as you have a high ticket niche, meaning what we just talked about, you're solving a major problem for someone through your work, using the tools and the certifications and your experience and your passion to help someone solve this major problem. The only difference, the only reason why someone would charge more is because they just have developed this major sense of belief and confidence in themselves, and they're borrowing it. And probably they're working with a coach, which is probably like mostly how someone gets to the next level, is because when you have someone in your corner who's done it before you and can share it with you, like, yes, you should absolutely be charging $3,000. I know what you're doing. I get your program. You're totally in a major pain point. You should charge that much. It's like, that's really powerful, right? For you to be able to be like, okay, cool. I can believe her so that I can do it. You know what I mean? So, but without that, of course, I highly recommend that you work with someone that will help you get to that level. But without that, what I just want to impart to you today is that it will just require your commitment and your belief and your confidence, and whatever you have to do to psych yourself up to get there is what you have to do. Okay, there's no way, there's no magic pill to do that. You just have to cultivate it and be like, you know what? I am going to do this, and I'm going to charge this much because I believe in the value of what I provide for someone. And it is far surpassing $3,000 to change someone's health, to get to the root of their health issue, to heal their relationship, to get them into a relationship, to make them more money, to get them out of a career they hate. I don't know, that's worth $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, right? And so for that, I'm just going to charge $3,000 right now. Okay? So the final thing that you'll really want to understand, and I've mentioned this already today, but that when you're messaging, when you're starting to go to market, when you're, making posts or whatever you're doing to get clients right now, and then you're inviting them to a sales call and you're having them on a enrollment conversation, okay, we'll say a strategy call, discovery call, whatever this is, and you're finding out if they're a good fit for you and if you want to work with them, and then you're going to maybe make an offer. The absolute only thing that you're focusing on, your marketing and your messaging and your sales calls, is the problem they have and the solution that you provide. It has nothing to do with your program. Okay? So that's one of the biggest sales mistakes, marketing mistakes that many coaches out there are making. They're going to market going, I have this amazing program, and week 1 we're going to do this, and week 4 we're going to do this, and week 8 we're going to do this, and it's going to be so amazing, and your life is going to be totally transformed, and you're going to be like X, Y, Z. People don't care. If you haven't talked about what is their major pain right now and what they want to get out of, and that you have the solution, they don't get it. So then you hear crickets. It theoretically does, Erica, but I'm talking about mostly online business here. So I'm not sure what, if you want to give me more details on what you're selling. But I'm talking about online coaching here. We do phone conversations, but of course, the psychology is the same, but, it isn't just having a conversation. So there's all this online stuff that happens in terms of your marketing and your messaging and how that whole process works before someone is getting on the phone with you, that prepares them for this call, that prepares them to understand you're the expert in the problem that they have, and they pretty much come to the call ready to buy from you. So I don't know what your process is in person, but that's definitely not something that I do, because they wouldn't be going through a funnel that I teach, or, your messaging in your webinar and that kind of stuff. So this is mostly online based, but theoretically, of course, you can charge whatever you want. And if you're having the conversation in person, it can work. Yeah. Okay, so that is, without wanting to overwhelm you, I just wanted to give you a little nugget today that you can take away and think about, am I in a high ticket niche, right? Do I solve one of these big problems for a human being? And how do I feel about stepping into a 8-week program for $3,000? Cool, Erica. Yeah, awesome. And I just wanted to say too that some of the fear that, and you guys might have seen this in the group, but just so you all know that you're in the right place, right? The fears that people have is, let's see. So wondering if your service truly has value. So we covered that today, right? If you don't solve a major problem for someone and you're just I can teach you happiness, how to be more happy. Doesn't work. I can teach you how to be more feminine. Doesn't work. I can teach you more self-love practices. Doesn't work. So not saying that you wouldn't do all of those things within your program, but it's not solving a major problem for someone, and therefore they wouldn't buy that from you, okay? What else did I hear? Charging too much. So I talked about that. Like, think about the value. Think about the lifetime value of having this transform. Then it just requires your confidence in knowing that you have the ability to give them and help them and hold them accountable to that solution, which is what coaching is. Who will they think I am when I say that I charge that much? So interesting. I'll give you like a little bit of an example on this, and this is really mindset, which I'll cover in another day, right? It's like all this mindset bullshit that comes up in our own mind about who are we to shine and who are we to make a lot of money and who are we to, right? That Marianne Williamson quote that I love so much. And so last week, I think one of my sales girls got someone on the phone who, thought it was totally offensive how much I charge, and didn't just get off the phone and say like, okay, yeah, no, I can't do it, thanks. She, told my sales girl, I just think that, it's really like, I just don't like it, and so it's so interesting because what came up for me, and that's totally fine. I'm not like making fun of her or anything. That's just where she's at, and that's fine. But I know a few years ago, I would have taken that so personally, you know what I mean? Like I probably would have been like, oh my God, maybe I am charging too much, and, like really question myself. And what was so beautiful for me was when she came back and told me this, there was no part of me that, had any question about how much the value is of my program and working with me, right? I mean, I could be charging more, I think, and I'm not. So it didn't hit me at all. And that's essentially, I just tell you that because that's where I want you to be. Like, you just really, and that's sort of that chicken or the egg thing. Like, you have to start getting results for clients, and then you're like, fuck yeah, I'm a rock star. I can charge whatever I want, And before that, you have to be like, fuck yeah, I'm a rock star. I'm scared shitless, but I'm doing it anyway. So, I'm just telling you, like, the natural thing is it's just not going to be totally easy, but you just got to step in and just commit to yourself that you're going to rise up. You're going to actually give your clients better results. And this is like the final thing I'll say, and then I'll open it up if you guys have any other questions, is I promise you, and I'm not saying this because I think we should all make more money just because we should all drive Porsches or whatever. I promise you what I've learned firsthand is that people who pay more get better results. People who pay more get better results. And I'll just ask you this question. How many things, passive programs have you downloaded that were lower ticket, that are on your computer that you probably never even looked at or got results from? And if you spent 5, 6, 7, 10 grand on something, are you going to pay attention? Are you going to make sure you get results? Are you going to make sure that it works for you? Yeah, you are. And that's what the gift you give to your client when you say, this is how much it is. And it is you don't say this, but you're in your mind, you're like, I know this is a big investment, but if this person steps up and steps into this, I know they are serious and we are going to rock the world together. Because they're going to get results, they're going to pay attention to what you say, and you're not going to have any more of these one-on-one calls where people are, thanks for the likes, guys, they're not doing the work. I hear this all the time from people. They're like, yeah, I do one-on-one sessions, and a lot of times I'm getting on the next call with the person, and they're like, yeah, I didn't do anything that you told me to last week. I just thought I'd just hop on the phone with you again this week. It's like, that's not even fun for anyone, and you just get rid of that. When people pay for results, they don't pay for your time. They pay for results. They get results because they paid for it. It's awesome. Okay, any other questions? And then I gotta run. If you're listening to the replay and you have any questions, please post it below and I'll try to get to check in later on them. I'm so excited you're here. Tomorrow I'll be doing the same thing at the same time, talking about something else. What am I gonna talk about tomorrow? I'm going to talk about your messaging and how to connect with your high ticket audience. So one of the biggest objections I hear is like, well, even if I charge high ticket or try to charge high ticket, I don't know how to find high ticket clients. So I'm going to talk about that tomorrow, okay? And call to action. So what I want you to do, if you're listening and you're listening to the replay, you're included, I want you to post below what you're charging right now, what you're committed to charging after watching this video? And what is your new mindset mantra to get your confidence up? So it could be things like, I'm a rock star at what I do. I get amazing results for my clients. I'm the best in the world at this. Okay, those are just examples. All right, so number one is how much you're charging right now, how much you're committed to charging after watching this video, and then what's your new mindset mantra to really psych yourself up, to build your confidence so that you start charging more. Now, if you participate every single day under each of these videos, then I will be entering you to win a grand prize, which I'll just tell you what it is, I guess, right now. It will be a private session with me personally, and I don't really get on the phone with people anymore unless they're my clients. So it will be sort of like a 20, 30-minute private coaching session with me, okay? So if you participate every day here and you come on live and you comment below, then I would love to enter you into that, and we'll be announcing that on Friday. All right, any other questions? Okay, awesome. This was so much fun. I hope it was super valuable for you. If you're listening to the replay, please, jump in and join us and let us know what's going on for you too. Okay, have a fab day. Oh, Tanea. Tanea, I just wondered if you listened to the whole live today, because I already covered that you are, you don't want to focus on your package right now. You don't want to focus on your program. It doesn't really matter. People, you're welcome, Laura. You're welcome, Jen. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Love to kind of like hang out with you girls. You really just want to focus on the results, okay? And so later down this week, I'll talk to you a little bit about like your program, but it's really not the focus of this challenge. So laying out your program is not really important. Getting results for your client is important. So my answer, if you missed the beginning, go back and listen to it. I think it'll be really clear for you. The focus always is just really to get your clients results. I don't really care how you do that. Just get your clients results and you can charge high ticket, okay? So go back and listen to it. I think it'll become clear. Mwah. Bye.